Dina, are you coming in on the vocal or, okay, you're over there. All right, I see you. I see you.
Heart, the song is about the struggle between what your heart tells you to do, what your heart really wants you to do, and what your brain says is the right thing to do. We all have that internal struggle, and sometimes it comes out in our relationships. Logic in the Heart, the album, the name comes from the song, which that song really had to be in the forefront. It had to be the title song, so it was kind of a natural progression to title the album that way. And when I looked over the theme running through all of the songs, it was really there, and it was pretty obvious. I started playing 2008, it's a few years ago, as a solo performer around here, near where I live, and covering the obvious stuff, and I bored myself to tears. I really didn't like it at all. But I did it because I had to persevere, and I had to find a way to make it work for me and make me happy. And at some point in time, that's when I met Mike Fritz at an open mic over at Godfrey Daniels, and I thought, you know, if I can bring somebody else along with me and make it interesting and make it have that give and take and share the music with someone, that's how I can enjoy it. And that's what we did. So for me, playing with other people, collaborating with others, I love to do it right here locally because you always get a different sound. You can play a song for 10 years, and then you bring someone else in that you've never performed with before, and they're an artist too, so they give from themselves, and then it takes on this whole other sound, you just go to a whole other place, and all the electricity flies in the air between you, and it's just giving it back and forth. That is, to me, is the best thing that can ever happen on a stage, in a room right here, maybe at a house concert. Playing with other people and collaborating with them, that really to me is what I love to do the most. Backbeat, the name, really started out as a catch-all phrase, because at any point in time I can be, and primarily will be, performing solo. As a singer-songwriter, that's the best way to get out and get your music. Just be able to get on the road, travel, and take your music to the people. It's very difficult to bring other people with you, just the expense involved, the scheduling, all of that. It's really difficult. And I had seen a couple other people say they used names that were kind of an ambiguous name for the band, in a way that just whoever happened to be coming along for that trip or that tour or that show was part of that band. So that's really the purpose of the name. The members right now have been, they're core at this point in time, but they could change depending on where I might have to travel. You know, I might have to, you know, call on other people in another town, in another state, another city.
And you go into you go into the land of like the practical person who needs to sell CDs to pay their investor or to pay their bills, or because I've done it a bunch and it's really not that easy a thing to do, especially if you're doing it all yourself, because you have to wear so many hats. You really do. So here's Dina, who's going to be probably doing a lot of the creative artwork for the cover, I'm guessing. She's writing all the material. Mike's helping her with the arrangement and the studio stuff like that. And getting the players, getting the rehearsals. So it's like she's got the song, she's got her producer, she's got her studio picked out. These are all good things, but it's just something to check off the list. And it's like, got the musicians, start the rehearsals, make sure everything flows the way you want it to, so when you go in the studio, you can track it and not do a lot of extra stuff. And you go in the studios like nice and clean and not like exorbitant, and then get out. Then the next phase is, okay, that's done. Let's start the packaging and all that other kind of stuff. Who are, you know, what house are we going to use for replication? Blah, 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 blah. Are we going to look at doing iTunes? Are we going to look at CD Baby? Are we going to look at, you know, it just gets crazy. So the easy part is, but this is totally my opinion, the easy part is the creative stuff.
It can be extremely expensive for someone who's independent, really just starting out and with the no knowledge of how many are going to sell, whether you can make your money back. And what I did was contacted some people who I felt were on the same level as what I was aspiring to be. A lot of them were local, some regional, and I asked them what it took for them to do their most recent recording. What did it cost? How many hours? Just a ballpark, just so I could get some ideas on what it would take. And I went to the studio, I went to Red Rock Recording, and I sat down with Kent Heckman and his wife Lois, who's an old friend of mine. And I told them what my goal was, what my budget was, and I really didn't have a lot to spend, and we talked about it, and Kent felt that it was really possible to do a good job if you come in prepared, if you don't have, if you're not trying to achieve something that takes layers and layers and layers and months and months and months, and we've achieved that. We went in prepared, everybody knew their part, and everybody was willing to just give of their time and make everything the best that it could be as a product. Mike Fritz has been incredibly important in the development of a lot of the songs that have gone onto this album. In the structure of the song, but a lot of the arrangements and the instrumentation is coming from him.
That section in the middle, like the bridge section, where it kind of loses meter. I'm once, and then
Blink.
is it that?
Oh, that one. You mean? After the second time we.
There's like a little.
And then we do this A minor here. The fifth in it. Anyway, what I do?
It's like 2 hits.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to go on the cymbals with you.
So you want to hit that?
Yes.
So we'll hit it together.
So
kind of.
sometimes you can try that again. Let me just play this because again you did it the right way or the same way twice.
The last one.
And then you went to play with your vocals, which don't match up.
That bass just has so much bottom that probably has to be EQ'd out later.
Yeah, everything's flat.
I want to try a different pickup.
It means you moves the switch.
Okay, that's why they're here, because it's like when we were rehearsing and Mike says, don't worry about her, she'll adapt. When I sit down, a lot of times, in this very chair that I'm sitting in right now, I will I'll sit here, I'll work through the song, and I can't hear it really beyond what I'm doing right now. An acoustic guitar, my voice, maybe I'll hear some lead guitar coming in, I might hear the drums, but overall when you look at what style is the song going to be, what kind of instrumentation is it really going to have on an album, you need somebody with an ear that is really acquainted with a lot of different genres, a lot of different styles, and he has that. He has it in his experience, he has it, he just has it about him. It's part of who he is. So he really was, and he is a treasure, and as a person, as a friend, and as a co-producer.
No stranger to you or me.
That is on it.
Right?
Yes, that is.
That's the sound.
This is rock and roll, baby.
And then we were talking about, it's kind of stompy around the vocals, and let's look for something that's a little bit more, a little less punchy and a little bit more focused on the vocals.
years. I'm going to work until the day I die. Probably still live in this house. Yeah, and have a happy family. And maybe get to travel up and down the East Coast, because I don't fly. So I'll just get in a car or one of those little campers. An old VW bus, that's what I'd like to do. I'm going to get a VW bus and just travel up and down the East Coast. So, I'm not going to get rich off it, and I don't expect to. I just hope that people will feel good about it and they'll smile and they'll listen. And I hope someday my grandchildren will look at this and they'll say, yeah, it's pretty cool.